Hello friends, on the request of the many student for the question number 4 from the exercise 1.2, today I am uploading the question number 4. I hope that you will understand all the problems what I had solved there. But starting is that I had written there question number 3, but it is not the question number 3, it is a question number 4. The problems are as usual from question number 4. Now let us start the question number 4 from the exercise 1.2. Now solve the question number 4, that is solve the following quadratic equation. X square minus in bracket 2 plus I bracket complete minus 7 1 minus 7i bracket complete is equals to 0. I had written by wrongly there question number 3, but it is not the question number 3, it is a question number 4. Now comparing with equation with the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0, a is equals to 1, b is equals to minus 2 in bracket minus in bracket 2 plus I, c is equals to minus in bracket 1 minus 7i. Now here first of all we'll find out the value of b square minus 4ac. The b is minus, therefore I had written there the square bracket. In the square bracket minus 2 plus I whole square minus 4 into 1 in a square bracket minus in bracket 1 minus 7i bracket complete. Now that is a square, therefore minus minus become plus. It is a 2 plus I bracket square plus 4 1 minus 7i and expand this 2 square plus 4i plus I square. 4 multiplied with minus 7i, therefore it is a 4 minus 28i, and 2 square means what? 4 into I square is minus 1, therefore it is a minus 1, 4 minus 28, and overall you are getting b square minus 4ac is equals to 7 minus 24i. These problems are lengthy problems. I hope that this type of the questions asked in the last section of the question paper, it is for the marks, 5 marks question. So I had omitted, but the demand of the number of the student, I want to satisfy their demand. Now see this minus in bracket minus b plus or minus in root of b square minus 4ac. We are substituting the values 7 in root of 7 minus 24i. Now after simplification you are getting x is equals to 2 plus I plus or minus in root of 7 minus 24i. I forget to write there divided by 2i, and shortly I will write there. Now find out in root of 7 minus 24i is equals to x plus iy, where x and y belongs to the set of real number. Now see this, the squaring on the both sides, therefore you will get 7 minus 24i bracket is equals to x plus iy bracket square. Now expand the right hand side bracket, it is x square plus 2xy I minus plus I square y square, but value of the I square is minus 1, therefore it is a minus y square. Now collect the real terms, that is x square minus y square first of all plus 2xyi. Now equating the real and imaginary part, then you are getting x square minus y square is equals to 7 and 2xy is equals to minus 24. Therefore xy is equals to minus 24 upon 2, that is equals to minus 12. Now see this. Now we will have y is equals to minus 12 upon x. Therefore x square. Now substitute the value of that y, it is a minus 12 upon x, bracket square is equals to 7, and the square of that minus 12 upon x is 144 upon x square is equals to 7. Now multiply on both sides by x square into x square, it becomes x raised to 4, minus 144 upon x square into x square, that x square get cancelled, equals to 7 into x square, that is a multiplying on both sides by x square. Now see this. You are getting the quadratic equation. What is that quadratic equation? X raised to 4 minus 7x square minus 144 is equals to 0. And now This is the quadratic equation. Now we will factorize. That is x raised to 4 minus 16x square plus 9x square minus 144 is equals to 0. Now from the first two we will take the common x square in bracket x square minus 16 plus 9 in bracket x square minus 16 is equals to 0. Therefore x square minus 16 in first bracket and in second bracket x square plus 9 is equals to 0. Therefore x square minus 16 is equals to 0 or x square plus 9 is equals to 0. Therefore, I will write here x square is equals to 16 or x square is equals to minus 9. But x and y belongs to the set of real number and the square of any real number is always positive. Therefore, the x square is equals to minus 9 is not possible. This dialogue you have to write every time. Therefore, x square is not equals to minus 1. Therefore, x is equals to plus or minus 4. When x is equals to plus 4 and then y is equals to minus 12 upon x, and that's minus 12 upon 4, that is a minus 3. That is, you are getting the x is equals to 4, then y is minus 3. When x is equals to minus 4, then you are getting the minus 12 upon minus 4, that is equals to 3. Therefore, the root of 7 minus 24i is equals to plus or minus 4 minus 3i. This is the root of 7 minus 24i. Now, the roots are from the above equation. We'll see now here. The roots of the equation are x is equals to, that is a 2 plus I. Now see this, I am changing here now. It is divided by 2 must be there. 2 into 1, that is a 2. I am changing here. Now see this, that is a 2 plus I plus or minus in root of 4 minus 3i, and now simplify this. That is a 2 plus I. Once you take the plus sign and another you will take the minus sign for 4 minus 3i. Therefore, it becomes x is equals to 2 plus 4 is 6, I minus 3i, that is a minus 2i upon 2, or x is equals to 2 plus I minus 4 plus 3i, and that comes, that is a 4i minus 2. Now, therefore, x divided by 2, then you are getting the 3 minus I, and another side x is equals to 2i minus 1. And now see this, it is written as minus 1 plus 2i. Therefore, the roots are x is equals to 3 minus I or x is equals to minus 1 plus 2i. These are the roots of the given quadratic equation. It's a very lengthy problem. X square minus in bracket 3 root 2 plus 2i bracket complete into x plus 6 root 2i is equals to 0. A is equals to 1 comparing with the x square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. A is equals to 1. B is equals to minus in bracket 3 root 2 plus 2i and c is equals to 6 root 2i. Therefore, b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. That is, I had written in the square bracket minus in bracket 3 root 2 plus 2i whole square minus 4 a into c, that is a 4 into 1 into 6 root 2i. Therefore, it becomes 3 root 2 plus 2i whole square minus 24 root 2i. Now, simplify this. 3 root 2 plus 2i bracket square, first term square, plus 2 into first term into second term, that is a 3 root 2 into 2i plus 2i bracket square minus 24 root 2i. Now, 3 root 2 square means what? 3 square is 9 and root 2 square is a 2, and therefore 2 into 3, that is a 6 into 2, that is a 12 root 2i. Next is 2i bracket square means what? 4i square minus 24 root 2i. Now simplify this. 9 into 2 is 18. 12 root 2 I, and I square is minus 1, therefore it is a 4 into minus 1 minus 24 root 2 I. Now see this here, that is 18 minus 24 root 2 I minus 4. Now again the simplifying, you are getting, that is a b square minus 4ac is equals to 14 minus 12 root 2 I, and that's why x is equals to minus b plus or minus in root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Substitute the values. The value of the b is, that is a 3 root 2 plus 2i plus or minus in root of 14 minus 12 root 2i. Therefore, x is equals to 3 root 2 plus 2i plus or minus in root of 14 minus 12 root 2i. Now again, our job is find out the square root of 14 minus 12 root 2i. Now suppose it is of the form, because x is repeated here, now I am changing p and q, therefore it is a p plus qi is equals to in root of 14 minus 12 root 2i. Squaring on both sides, then you will get p plus qi whole square is equals to 14 minus 12 root 2i. Therefore, p and q belongs to the set of real number. You write every time. Now, p plus qi whole square is equals to p square plus 2pqi plus qi bracket square is equals to 14 minus 12 root 2i. P square minus q square means what? Q square, I square is minus 1. Therefore, we had written the real part, that is p square minus q square plus 2pqi is equals to 14 minus 12 root 2i. Now, equating real and imaginary parts, that is a p square minus q square is equals to 14 and 2pq is equals to minus 12 root 2, and that's why we have the value of q is equals to 2 to get cancelled on both sides, that is a minus 6 root 2, that is a minus 12 root 2 upon 2p, that is a minus 6 root 2 upon p. This is the value of q. Now substitute this value in the equation, p square minus q square is equals to 14. The problem is easy, same steps are repeated there, but the calculations, and you must require the high concentration for this problem. If suppose that small mistake will make your answer wrong, that is a p square minus 6 root 2 upon p bracket square is equals to 14. Therefore, p square 36 root 2 square means 2 upon p square is equals to 14. Now simplify this, p square minus 72 p square is equals to 14. Multiply on both sides by the p square, then you are getting the p raised to 4 minus 72 is equals to 14 p square, and the quadratic equation in his fashion it is written as p raised to 4 minus 14 p square minus 72 is equals to 0. And that's why we have the factors minus 18 p square plus 4 p square, and take p square from the first two common, then in bracket you will get p square minus 18, and from the remaining two the 4 in bracket p square minus 18, and that's why p square minus 18 in first bracket and second bracket p square plus 4 is equals to 0. Again, p square minus 18 is equals to 0, or p square plus 4 is equals to 0. Again solve this, p square is equals to 18 or p square is equals to minus 4, but the p is a real number and the square of any real number is always positive. Therefore, p square is not equals to minus 4. This is not possible. Therefore, we are taking the value of the p. Take the square root on both sides. P is equals to plus or minus root of 18. Factorize it, 9 into 2. The square root of the 9 is 3. That is equals to plus or minus 3 root 2. Therefore, p is equals to plus or minus 3 root 2. Now we have the value of the p. But what is the value of the q? Q is equals to minus 6 root 2 upon p. Substitute its value. Root 2 get cancelled. Minus 6 upon 3, that is a minus 2. Therefore, q is equals to minus 2. And next you take the minus 3 root 2. Then you are getting the plus 2. And that's why the roots of that is a root of 14 minus 12 root 2I is equals to, now see this again, that is equals to plus or minus 3 root 2 minus 2I. Therefore, the roots are given by x is equals to minus, that is minus minus become plus, that is a 3 root 2 plus 2I plus or minus in bracket, that is a 3 root 2 minus 2I divided by 2. Now simplify this. Once you take the plus sign between the two brackets and next you take the minus sign. That is a 3 root 2 plus 2I plus 3 root 2 minus 2I upon 2, or x is equals to 3 root 2 plus 2I minus in bracket 3 root 2 minus 2I bracket complete upon 2. Therefore, here plus 2I and minus 2I get cancelled. 3 root 2 plus 3 root 2, that is a 6 root 2 upon 2. And x is equals to, now simplify this, that is a 3 root 2 plus 2I minus 3 root 2 plus 2I, and here divided by 2. Here the plus 3 root 2 and minus 3 root 2 get cancelled. You are getting the 4I upon 2, that is a 2I. X is equals to 2I, and now we will simplify here, that is a x is equals to 3 root 2 or x is equals to 2I. Therefore, the roots of the given quadratic equation are 3 root 2 and it is a 2I. Therefore, I am writing again, the roots are 3 root 2 or 3I and it is in the square bracket. See this. Third problem, x square minus in bracket 5 minus I into bracket complete into x plus 18 plus I is equals to 0, comparing with ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Therefore, here a is equals to 1, b is equals to minus 5 minus I, c is equals to 18 plus I. Therefore, b square minus 4ac is equals to minus in bracket, in square bracket minus 5 minus I bracket square minus 4ac, the value of a is 1, c is 18 plus I, and afterwards simplifying you are getting the 5 minus I bracket square minus 72 minus 4I. Now 5 minus I bracket square means what? 5 square minus 10I plus I square minus 72 minus 4I, and the simplifying I square is minus 1 and minus 10I minus 4I becomes minus 48I, and that's why you are getting, that is 25 minus 73 minus 49, and that is a minus 48 minus 14I. This is the value of b square minus 4ac. Now see this, x is equals to minus b plus or minus in root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, that is a minus in bracket 5 minus I plus or minus in root of b square minus 4ac, or it is written as directly minus 48 minus 14I divided by 2a, the value of a 1. Now I think that therefore it is written, I forget the minus sign of that b, therefore I will change it afterwards. That is x is equals to minus 5 plus I want to change their sign. Now first of all we will solve this and then we will change it the sign. That is a late in under root of 48 plus 4I is equals to p plus qi. Now we want to find out the square root of 48 plus 4I, that is equals to p plus qi. Squaring on both sides, then you will get minus 48 plus 4I is equals to p plus qi bracket square. Now minus 48 minus 14i is equals to p square plus 2pqi plus qi bracket square is equals to p square minus q square plus 2pqi. And that's why equating the real and the imaginary part. That's a p square minus q square is equals to minus 48. That is a p square minus q square is equals to minus 48 and 2pq is equals to minus 40. Therefore, the value of the q is equals to minus 7 upon p, and that's why p square minus q square minus 48 is equals to, substitute the value of q, that is the p square minus 7 upon p bracket square is equals to minus 48. Simplify this, p square minus 49 upon p square is equals to minus 48, and multiply on both sides by p square, then you will get p square into p square, p raised to 4 minus 49 is equals to minus 48 p square. Therefore, the quadratic equation is p raised to 4 plus 48 p square minus 49 is equals to 0. Therefore, p square, now factorize it, 49 and the minus 1 plus 49 minus 1, that is the p raised to 4 plus 49, and p square minus 1 is equals to 0. Now see this, p square plus 49 equals to 0. The factors are again I am writing here, that is p raised to 4 plus 49, p square minus 49 is equals to 0. And elaborating the students who cannot understand, direct the factors. Therefore, p square plus 49 is equals to 0, or p square minus 1 is equals to 0. Therefore, p square is equals to minus 49 and p square is equals to 1. But again, the p belongs to the set of the real number. The value of the p square cannot be the minus 49. Therefore, p is equals to plus or minus 1, because the square root of that 1. Now, when p is equals to 1, q is equals to minus 7 upon p, and the value of the q is a minus 7. When p is equals to 1, q is minus 7. When p is equals to minus 1, q is equals to 7, and these are the values of p and q. Now next, see that the square root of minus 48 plus 4i is equals to p plus qi. That is a plus or minus in bracket 1 minus 7i. That is minus 49. Now see this here, that mistakes will come here. Now the value of the b is already, it has a negative sign. That is the b is equals to minus in bracket 5 minus I, but I had written some small mistake I am correcting, and shortly, that is a, now see this, I will change in very shortly the value of the b. Now I am changing that value, it is a minus, and I had changed, I am denoting by underlying it. Therefore, problem is big problems, a small concentration. If it is a deflected, then your whole problem will not get the proper answer. Therefore, x is equals to, I am changed there, that is a 5 minus I, 1 minus 7i, 5 minus I minus in bracket 1 minus 7i upon 2. Therefore, x is equals to 6 minus 8i upon 2, or x is equals to 5 minus I minus 1 plus 7i upon 2. Normal simplification is there. My dear students, you have solved this up to number of the problems. Now, small thing you will be understand how their calculations is done by the division. Therefore, x is equals to 3 minus 4i, or x is equals to 2 plus 3i. To solve these problems, you will require too much concentration and the practice. Now next is a fourth is 2 plus I bracket complete into x square minus 5 minus I bracket complete into x plus 2 in bracket 1 minus I. Now what's happening here? That every term has the I, imaginary numbers. That's why it is again the big one. That is a comparing with the ax square plus bx is equals to 0. Therefore, a is equals to 2 plus I, b is equals to minus in bracket 5 minus I, and c is equals to 2 in bracket 1 minus I. Now b square minus 4ac is equals to, that is a minus in bracket 5 minus I bracket square minus 4 into 2 plus I into 2 in bracket 1 minus I. Now the simplifying minus in bracket 5 minus I bracket square, that is nothing but the 5 minus I bracket square plus, now multiplication 2 into 4, that is a 8, and minus minus, that becomes, now see this, I had written their sign, that is a plus 8, but there is a sign that is a minus. I will change it shortly. Now see this, that is a 5 minus I bracket square. Now simplify, we will simplify this. Now shortly I will change the sign of that plus 8, and I had written that is a minus sign, and therefore it is a minus 24 minus 10i minus 24 plus 8i, and the overall it is a b square minus 4ac is equals to minus 2i. The value of b square minus 4ac had changed the sign of that 8. It is a minus 8. Okay. By the formula x is equals to minus b plus or minus in root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Therefore, the value of the b is minus in bracket 5 minus I. Therefore, I had written here properly. In the last example, it was written by mistake. We have corrected it also. That is a minus in square bracket. That is a, the bracket should be there. That is a minus minus is become plus or minus. Therefore, x is equals to 5 minus I plus or minus in root of minus 2i. The square bracket should be not at the end of that. It is limited for the minus. Next is x is equals to 5 minus I plus or minus in root of minus 2i. 2 up in bracket 2 plus I. We will substitute the values. Now find the value of root of minus 2i. It is a p plus qi. Now again the squaring on both sides. Then you are getting, that is a minus 2i in bracket p plus qi whole square is equals to p square plus 2pqi plus qi bracket square, that is a minus 2i. Then p square is equals to p square minus q square plus 2pqi. Now comparing real and imaginary part, then you are getting to the left hand side only the imaginary part is there and real part is 0. Therefore, p square minus q square is equals to 0 and 2pq is equals to minus 2. Therefore, pq is equals to minus 1. Therefore, q is equals to minus 1 upon p. And that's why the value of the p is minus 1 upon p. Now we will substitute here that the p square minus in bracket minus 1 upon p square bracket square is equals to 0. P square minus 1 upon p square is equals to 0. Now simplify that, p raised to 4 minus 1 upon p square, and that's you are getting the p raised to 4 minus 1 is equals to p square into 0. Therefore, it is a p raised to 4 minus 1 is equals to 0. Therefore, the factors are like this: p square minus 1 first bracket, p square plus 1 in second bracket, that is equals to 0. Again, I had factorized here a raised to 4 minus b raised to 4. The factors are a in first bracket a square minus b square, and in second bracket a square plus b square. Now p square minus 1 is equals to 0 or p square plus 1 is equals to 0. P square is equals to 1 or p square is equals to minus 1. Again, the value of p square is equals to minus 1 is not possible because pq belongs to the set of real number and the square of the real number is not negative. Therefore, p square is equals to 1, and that's why p is equals to plus or minus 1. When p is equals to plus 1, q is equals to, that is a minus 1 upon p. That is a q is equals to minus 1. And when p is equals to minus 1, q is equals to plus 1. and that's why p is equals to minus 1, q is equals to plus 1, and in this way we have the root of minus 2i is equals to plus or minus in root of the plus or minus in bracket 1 minus I. From the 10th standard, this is the complicated job. You have to do the practice number of the times. The root is given by now x is equals to 5 minus I plus or minus in root of minus 2i upon 2 in bracket 2 plus I. Therefore, by substituting the value, you are getting x is equals to 5 minus I plus or minus in bracket 1 minus I divided by 2 in bracket 2 plus I, and that's you are getting 5 minus I plus 1 minus I upon 2 in bracket 2 plus I, or x is equals to 5 minus I minus in bracket 1 minus I. Now simplify this, you will get that is a 5 minus I minus in bracket 1 minus I upon 2 in bracket 2 plus I. Now this type of the questions you can understand, these are the hot questions. They require the too much times and too much concentration. Therefore, the value of x is equals to, if you take 2 common from the numerator, that is x is equals to 2 in bracket 3 minus I, that is upon 2 plus I, or x is equals to I get cancelled, that is a 4 upon in bracket 2 plus 2i, that is a 2 upon 2 plus I. Therefore, the roots are x is equals to 3 minus I upon 2 plus I, or 2 upon 2 plus I. These are the roots. These questions requires too much concentration. You have to practice the number of the times. Up to the 10th standard, you have the small type of the examples. Solve the quadratic equation by completing square by using the formula, but here you have to consider the complex number, and by using the formula find their square root. These are the tough and complicated job. I hope that you have understand all the types, all the examples, whatever that I teach you, and practice number of the times. And then we'll see in the next video. Till then, goodbye. In this way, we have completed the question number 4 from the exercise 1.2. I hope that you have understand all the problems from this video. If you are new for this channel, then subscribe it, like it, and share it with your needy friends. Now we'll see in the next video. That is, I am also uploading the miscellaneous due to the demand of the number of the student. In the next video, we will meet. Till then, goodbye.